of that New Testament, the Greek, we have over 5,500 New Testament manuscripts today, from which we can reconstruct the entire New Testament many times over. You see, we have some New Testaments that go back to the 300s. Whole Bible.
Really? The whole Bible?
So you can't say it's been changed. We have it from the 300s. We have some manuscripts that go back even further, to within 100 years of Jesus.
This cunning Christian apologist is lying, as if everyone is ignorant about the Bible.
94% of our surviving manuscripts come from the 9th century and later.
He said if we lost all those Greek New Testament manuscripts, guess what? We have 10,000 Latin, Coptic, Syriac translations of the New Testament from early times with which we could reconstruct the entire New Testament many times again. And if we lost all those, in the first 150 years after Jesus, there were people writing sermons and letters to one another where they quoted the New Testament. And so just from those letters and sermons, we can reconstruct virtually the entire New Testament many times over again.
What a shameless liar.
We have the quotations of the church fathers that he talked about. We have church fathers from the 2nd century who quote the New Testament all over the map, and in virtually every instance that they quote every instance that you have an author quoting the New Testament, the author has a different text from the text that's come down to us in the manuscripts.
Who is Bart Ehrman? Bart Ehrman is the James A. Gray Distinguished Professor at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Professor Ehrman completed his Master's of Divinity and Ph.D. degrees at Princeton Seminary. He is an expert on the New Testament and the history of early Christianity. 5 of his books have been on the New York Times bestseller list. His books have been translated into 27 languages.
The bigger question, though, is not whether we have the originals. The question is whether we can reconstruct the originals that have been lost. Can we reconstruct them or not? For many years, I thought that the answer was yes. But scholarship changed, and it became widely thought among scholars that we cannot reconstruct the original, and that it does not even make sense to talk about the originals. I started to understand why, and now I'm convinced. Let me say a few more things about the surviving copies of the New Testament and point out some of the problems we have with the surviving manuscripts. First, number of mistakes. I've told you that when scribes copy manuscripts, they make mistakes. And maybe you're thinking, yeah, well, says you. Is there like evidence of this, or is this just one of your other crazy opinions? Well, again, it is one of my crazy opinions, but there turns out to be evidence. We have 5,500 manuscripts of the New Testament. It is striking that when you compare these with one another in detail, no 2 of them are exactly alike in their wording. They all differ. Why do they differ? Because people are changing the text.